I'm Dave DeGroot. Going to see a little video shortly starring Earl Forsyth and Dennis Lammers. Ray Forsyth would have been in the video, except he was busy chasing bad guys in Tucson, where he's in law enforcement. I guess we should also dedicate this video to Troy, who often hunts with the group too. The video is about hunting the wild javelina. I'm not going to say too much before we get right into the video. However, I should explain what javelina is. This is from an article in Arizona Hunter and Angler by Tony Mandil. There's some poor soul by the name of Jerry Day who studied javelina for 25 years. If that isn't a depressing thought, I don't know what is. But this expert on javelina, he also wrote the definitive book, Javelina Research and Management in Arizona. He says that the name came from the word javelina, Spanish word meaning female wild boar. The animal has a light, narrow band of hair around its neck, and the common name for this animal is the collared peccary, or officially called the Teyasu tejaku. And anyway, that's what we're hunting. The peccary somewhat resembles and acts like members of the swine family. Hunters regularly call it a pig, a hog, a porker, or if you miss your shot, it's often called many other things. Biologists say, however, and I can't believe this, but the biologists say that its straight tail, short legs, and cloven hoofs suggest it is a close relative of the hippopotamus. Now, most javelinas, in size, the adult hog stands 18 to 24 inches tall, weighs 40 to 60 pounds. When its salt and pepper back bristles, it appears much larger, and that's true. In fact, when it's running right at you, it appears about double that size. Once in 1984, there was a 70-pound javelina killed in the bean fields around Wilcox, apparently feeding on the beans down there, which may account for its extraordinary weight. However, in this video, we are not hunting the regular javelina. Earl asked me to say that up front. We're hunting the rare and ferocious dwarf javelina. And now we will begin our video. We will go out to the desert around Catalina, Arizona. Well, now we're going to head out into the main part of the valley to a place we call Pig Alley. We have a feeling the javelina may have run for Pig Alley this morning. It's always been a good spot to find all kinds of game. So we're going up over this ridge and then down into the valley. Well, say that again for the camera.
The lightning struck right over across the wash here, and it burned clear up over the ridge and down over the other side.
Huh. You ever see any more porcupines out here?
No, that's the only porcupine I've ever seen.
That was up at the top of this ridge here that you're looking at. Never saw one again. Big yellowish brown one.
Yeah.
Well, that wind's kind of in our face right now.
Yeah.
I think we'd have a better chance if I went towards the cactus and you come in on this side and then work down.
Okay.
That would move them across my path. Otherwise, they're liable to get up past us and head up to the fork. So yeah, let's just kind of head that way, and then you take to the right and get down there and play dog. park a lot.
Park a lot.
And we said, I sent Jeannie on to the right, got her down the wash. And earlier I had shot twice with this. Somehow my sights got off. And she kept saying, there's more in here, there's more in here. And finally I could hear her voice getting real short with me. And she finally says, damn it, will you get down here? There's more in here. So I decided not to run the contender, and I drew my 45 and went down in there, and all of a sudden there was two of them cut right across in front of me, and I got one of them with the 45. She was so short with me that day, I couldn't believe it.
The big cholla. They go big out in this valley. It's about 8 feet tall. Not sure what kind of scientific name. Couple of deer up there. Looking right at Dennis. Look right over the top of his hat. There it goes. Now it's going up over the rise here in a minute. It's pronging. There's two of them. Just going over the rise into the light. They're standing at the top now. I don't know if you can see this or not. Just standing there looking at us. Boy, it's a good thing this isn't deer hunting season. Those animals would be in big trouble. Still standing there looking at us. I don't know how clear this is, but they're right, almost on the skyline. Not quite, but almost. There they go. Over the top, down the other side. Mule deer, desert mule deer. I think we got it.
One went left and those other two went the other way. The one that went to the left spooked these other two, and this one started running towards us and realized we were in front of her, and she made an about face right here. I'm jumping. See if we can see where it goes to up here next. Over here. Yeah, she went like on a 45-degree angle. Next one up ahead here. Right there. Yep. That's about 12 feet right there, I guess. 12, 14 feet. That is pretty.
Yeah, you can see how deep the hoofs went into the dirt here when they took off. They kind of bounce. They don't necessarily run flat out. They kind of bounce. That means a lot of... Okay.
Yeah,
There's another one.
right there.
What does that mean? A lot? They hit with a lot of force when they came down?
I think they're slowing down here. They were on alert. They were, afraid, but they weren't really dead out running. They were more just kind of on alert and checking us out. They were starting to slow down here. They were getting to this ridge. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, now they're kind of just walking right in here. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, come on. Now they're just kind of standing flat-footed right here. Any cracks? Yeah, I didn't see any javelina tracks going across from up here. We're getting a whiff of something over here. I don't know. It almost smells like a skunk.
There's a guy sitting right up there with you and Jeannie.
Really?
We call this Pig Alley. Seems like it's kind of a central focus for all the game in the valley. Not just pigs, but deer, and saw a bobcat not too far from here. All kinds of animals.
I suspect that we're going to run into something down here. Was that guy by himself?
Good little red cardinal. Here, I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Beautiful little bird. Just checking this out.
Let's turn this off going up the fence. That's unfair.
You're the best at this trick, though, Dennis. Pack rat house. You break these open and you find all kinds of stuff. Little animals just line their house with bottle caps and twigs and cow manure, all kinds of things. The cattle they let range out here seem to like to eat the pads off the prickly pear cactus. Doesn't seem to bother them. Well, to have deleted, that's you're looking at my hip or my butt, and I wondered why I had this stinging sensation. Ooh. All I can say is it's a good thing I didn't sit down on the rocks with that thing. Well, onward and upward. It's through the trees now. You can see where I'm heading for. We call it Gooseneck Rock. It's a pile of rocks with ancient Indian pictographs all over them. Well, again, I don't know if that showed up on the camera, but there went about 4 or 5 mule deer. The valley's just full of them. So these are some of the Indian pictographs. And near as we can figure from these and from pieces of painted pottery, these are at least 1,000 years old. Now this one you're looking at, this is always puzzled me. What in the world is this thing? Pretty clearly defined. Closest thing I can think of is an octopus, which makes no sense at all. Another deer. When you read books about this, they say those chains were possibly some kind of counting device to count days or count livestock, or telling people how many horses they had. Well, I guess this was before horses. Something about their personal wealth, maybe. How many days they'd stayed out here in the rock. So this... Here we have some piece of pottery. Again, this doesn't have painting on it, but we found pieces with painting. According to the archaeologists, it must be around 1,000 years old. Probably the Hohokam Indians. Actually, the Hohokam people, long before the present Native American peoples were here, when they came, they didn't even know who these ancient ones were.
Took the clip out. No round in the chamber.
Earl, before we start, tell me a little bit about your gun. Imagine you're talking to David and Jonathan here 10 years from now. I think this gun is kind of special.
This is the one I lugged around in the Second World War. The only good thing about it is the pigs don't shoot back.
Too. You still doing the contender?
It's a Thompson Center Contender. The round is a 7mm TCU. It's a 223 brass stretched up to 7mm. It's good for silhouette shooting and killing pigs.
How many pigs you got with that one gun there?
Every one I've taken. I've never taken a pig with anything but this.
How many?
Golly, I don't know.
Four or five, anyway.
8, I think, because I hunted a long time. We used to go out down to Wilcox. And
Yeah.
Probably 8 or 9, somewhere around there.
It's just kind of a wash where you look way down the wash as far as you can. You can sometimes see the animals looking at you way down around a bend. The Javelina Mountains are in the background here. Snow-capped. There's a lot of snow last night. The pigs don't have a real good fur for keeping warm. So on a sunny morning like this, they'll probably be on the sunny side of the wash, in amongst the trees and the brush. A lot of quail out here. That's another thing you often see when you look down a wash. There's a bunch of little quail running across the wash to get away from you. There's mountain lemon, in the distance. It's a beautiful February day. Okay, here we got some fresh deer sign. Apparently a deer went across here last night. Again, you can tell by the sharp imprint that it's pretty recent, probably last night. Now, this is the kind of stuff, the thick brush where when you're walking past, they often freeze. They'll sit tight and you find yourself looking under the brush, looking for legs or looking for a little movement. Sometimes you can smell them before you can even see them. They have a very distinct odor. The deer, I think also, especially the old smart ones, know that these are excellent places to hide down in the low areas of the wash. Like the deer can just sit down under the brush and you literally can walk past 6 feet of them and not even know they're there if they sit tight.
You want to stay in the middle and cut them across it?
All right. Dennis has taken the high ground up there, looking down into the wash. So Dennis will watch the edges, or I'll watch the other edge. I'll go right down the middle here. Okay, it's a little work going through this stuff. Anything can happen real quick. You just gotta be careful and get ready to move fast. Now this may be Javelina sign. Little tiny footprints. Look a lot like deer. They're cloven hoofed. But they're very small, close together. I think there's a deer next to a Javelina here. And then you also see where there's a lot of rooting around. The surface is all disturbed. It's the kind of place where they'll be rooting around for roots and grubs and stuff. They eat about anything. And sometimes they'll make a big pile. There's some more sign, I think. So there may be a herd at least passing through here. There goes some quail. Running full speed down the wash. There we go. You're not too afraid. If it were hunting season and they heard a few shots, they'd be flying. Okay. I was in there just... I'm behind you, Earl. I'm over here, Earl.
Back up the wash.
Yeah. There he is. Okay, there he is. Kneel down beside it, Earl. Okay, I'll move up in a minute. But this is the way we get a lot of them. Just like you've seen. Which shot got him, Earl?
I think the second one,
You running?
yeah, she was running. It's a lot bigger than this one, but it didn't get a good shot at them, and they went back up the wash.
So 5 shots.
I was just coming over to see if there was any blood or anything, and here this critter was laying here.
Yeah. That's how they do it. Sometimes you don't hardly see them.
Yeah. Only about half grown, but he ought to make good eating.
Is it running?
Yeah.
When you got him?
Yeah. Did you see them, Dennis?
Huh?
Did you see any?
No.
There was 3 took back up the wash.
Went back up the wash?
Yeah.
Did you get one?
Yeah, I got a little half grown one.
Half grown one? All right. Well, it's the Javelina. Oh, shoot. No, I stood up on the hill for quite a while. I figured you had one for each of us.
No, they, last I seen them, they were headed right back up the wall.
Boy, he's a tiny one, isn't he? The one's in there.
Oh, yeah, it was a humongous one.
I haven't seen a track one over there.
Well, I was pussyfooting down the wash here, and all of a sudden I looked over and I seen him, and he was standing, and just about the time I seen him, he took off.
Yeah. No, I was standing up there and I couldn't see, and I thought, dang, I should see Earl by now. And I thought, well, I wonder if you're looking at something, you know, if you're tracking something down.
So you didn't see any tracks at all up there, huh?
No, not a thing. Not on that side over there.
Uh-huh.
I think if you don't mind, Dave, kind of stay with Earl a little bit, and I'm going to backtrack towards there and see if I can pick him up.
Sure, sure.
They headed back up the wash, and I think there was 3 of them, and they were all pretty good size.
Looks like there's my Jimmy parked there. Looks like girls working on the pig laying on the ground there. This is an old corral. We often usually set up next to this corral. It's a good place to hang up a pig to do field dressing. Looks like Earl's bringing the 2x4 over here now. We'll hang up the pig. We won't field dress it. We'll actually butcher it, skin it and butcher it. That's what's coming out.
Did you see Dennis today?
We'll fire off around here to bring Dennis in. He's still out there actually looking for me. And here's the pig. Not one of the larger pigs, huh? Maybe it'll be nice tender meat.
Hopefully.
So now we'll hang it up and do a little butchering. Turn them into pork chops. That one article, Earl, that I was reading this morning said javelinas are maybe more closely related to hippopotamuses than to pigs.
Yeah.
Did you read that?
Mm-hmm.
That's really strange. So what we have here is a little furry hippopotamus.
Yours and Dennis is both strung up here.
Yeah. Yeah, they were a little bigger. They hung down a lot lower, I remember.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get another pair of gloves. Back half.
We didn't have to tie that our pole up very high, did we?
Nope.
Well, I think they headed up over in the big alley. Hello.
Smile.
Right in front of their tail.
Whoops. Start over. Okay, now go.
There's a scent gland right in front of their tail, and it comes off with the hide. A lot of people want to cut that off, but that's the wrong thing to do.
You just pull it off along with the
Yeah.
skin, huh?
This one isn't very big. You can see it on this side, Dave.
Oh yeah.
This is a scent gland.
Oh yeah. It's one of the few animals with a scent gland like that on its back.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably pretty good for that leg there. Now wash up, we'll grab a little lunch.
The sandwich.
Better get over here before it's all gone.
I got the camera running. This is a picture of 3 guys having the best kind of lunch possible out in the scenery.
Did you get a pan of the mountain range with it all snow up there?
You want white bread or rye bread?
You gonna use all those plates, Earl, or can you share one or two?
I could probably spare one or two.
You go, Dave. Here's a cup if you want drinking of this stuff.
Horseradish sauce.
Yep. Well, for those of you watching on the camera, we're eating cold cuts, vegetables, cheese. Pass me some Javelina burger.
Here, give me your knife. Let him go cut a hunk off over there, Earl.
Well, you see the back.
See any pigs?
Nope.
Oh.
Dennis did get a glimpse of one down there, but couldn't catch up with him.
So that does it for the pig hunt today.
We'll give her heck tomorrow.
about at the end of the video now. Thank you for watching. A little note for Andy and Mike, Nathan, Janelle, Daryl, and Todd. You saw quite a few of the animals out in the desert, but there were 3 animals that we see a lot that you didn't see in the video, and I just wanted to say something about them. One of them is the coyote. There's a lot of coyotes out in the desert. These are real smart animals. You got to look fast if you want to catch a glimpse of a coyote. The other one is the big desert jackrabbit. It stands from the ground to the top of his ears are about this high. He's got ears about this long, and they can, with their long legs, they can run lickety-split. And the other animal that we see a lot of, I was really hoping to get him on the video, but we just did not see one while I had my camera in my hand, and that's the rattlesnake. The valley you just saw is full of rattlesnakes. This is one we took about a mile from where you saw most of the pictures. When we laid the skin on the board, it was actually too wide to fit on the board. We had to cut it down to fit on this 10-inch wide board. The snake was about as big around as my leg when we shot it. As you can see, the rattles, so the rattles on the end are about 4 inches long, 4.5 inches long. The snakes act all different kinds of ways. We got this one in 1989. The snakes act all different kinds of ways when you get close to them. Sometimes they just curl up and wait to see what you're going to do. Other times they crawl away, which is probably the smartest thing. When they're the most dangerous is when they're stretched out, kind of like a big letter S, and they actually kind of bounce across the ground with their eyes on you, and that's when I get most scared of the snakes. When we're hunting, it's what we would do to protect ourselves is wrap big pieces of heavy gauge plastic around our shins and tie them with gray duct tape. So there's a lot of other animals out there too, but those are the 3. Maybe someday I'll get them on video, then we'll have a complete video. Other than that, I guess it's about time to close. Thank you for watching. And now you've seen a pretty good chunk of the desert where we hunt javelina.